Yeah. Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
I guess I got to start this out the way I would normally start this out for everybody who's watching this channel and watches all the unboxing stuff, and that is, what's up, collective fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat, and I'm here doing an unboxing of the live Ronin with three very special, talented people, two artists, and one fabulous cover inker, and that is everybody. Wave up there so people can actually see you. Go ahead. Okay, there you go. That's better. They're actually listening. Darryl Murphy up there on the top, Noah Sult there in the middle, and Jeremy Clark there on the bottom. Hi, guys.
How you doing, man?
There you go. Look, chatter. Keep this thing light and fluffy, people. All right. So why are we here? A couple of different reasons. One, we all got shipped the same thing. Some of us have kept it in the diamond box. Darryl Murphy, he'll show us that whole box here. He's got more unboxing than everybody to do today. Okay. Everyone else has got it to this level right here. And that's what we're here to open and talk about today is the Diamond Select Gallery Edition Last Ronin. And we have the people who work on those projects ready to talk about how they feel about how this statue came out. So I guess with no further ado, let's unbox it. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Let's start with the box, right? Because there's a couple interesting things here on the box itself, art-wise, that I don't know if people can see. But there's little images going all the way around the box of various art. So, like for instance, I believe that's Ben Bishop right there on the corner. What we got? So this is actually Eric Henson, who I got to ink on the cover issue. Regular. He may or may not be working on a very cool turtle cover coming here up in the very near future. And so there's these cool little images going all the way around the box that actually highlight a lot of artists and creative art teams that actually got to contribute to some of the various covers related to the last.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. Every time I open up these boxes, I used to keep all of the boxes for just this reason, because sometimes there's like super cool artwork on it. So as I go through and I unbox these things, I'm talking and I'm not unboxing, so let me continue to do that. As I go through and unbox these things, I always comment as to whether or not they have some cool elements, whether they should be kept or not. Me personally, I've got way too many statues now to keep the boxes, so you'll see all the videos. I usually just chuck them behind me and then tell everybody to recycle. But actually, among those boxes, and I can show you a couple of other ones here, I've got like a Taskmaster and a Power Rangers. This is actually the most heavily artist-driven piece. The way they did the statue layout right here with this whole scene setup, they rarely ever do this whole thing with the gallery dioramas. I can show you another one here where they don't have it. So, I mean, that's really cool by itself, just to do the displayability. And then, of course, when Jeremy was talking, we have actual artwork from actual comic books that is sitting at the back of the box. So as much as I want to keep it, I'm probably not going to, but it is cool as hell. Let me pop this thing open.
Yeah, I figured I would just give a shout out to some of those.
Yeah, let's get Ben Bishop. Maybe he'll want to unbox the toy.
Ben doesn't need any more shout outs. He's doing all the box art for the next stuff.
That's what it looks like on the inside, guys. The Last Ronin. That's what it says on the inside. This big red box. So they got all the cool artwork on the outside. As is typical with me, make sure you recycle. We'll just chuck that over there. Okay. There's a little piece of tape usually between these things, and then there's a little suction cup. And I'm just going to pull this out. Chuck that shit over there. Okay. Wow, he's finally open. Give everybody a little looky-loo while you guys are getting them out.
Hey,
I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of this piece. One of the interesting things I say about all these toys that I have.
Tape.
Yeah, there's a little piece of tape holding it together.
I was like, why can't I get it out?
Casey Jones mask on the bottom. You saw that, guy? That's pretty cool. most all of these statues are embedded in a rock of some sort. I mean, I don't know why, but a lot of these statues have rocks underneath them. I'm glad to see this is rubble, not rock. There is a distinction, right? Rubble.
Yeah,
So,
I see a pipe in there. There's a sewer pipe.
yeah,
It's not just a giant rock he's hopping off of.
yeah. I like the detail on it too. That's pretty cool. I like that the pipe in the back has that silver flex as it turns the elbow, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
I like that Casey's straps to the actual helmet on the outside of the rock just kind of laid over on the side like a memorial, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good sculpting on the Casey's mask of his strap that comes off to the right side. That was just kind of like.
I like how you
a
put
little
the
bit.
hook.
What was that, Darryl? They put the what?
The hook in the back.
The grappling hook? Yeah,
Yeah.
that grappling hook. And I also like that grappling hook isn't like a hard, solid piece. If you wiggle it with your finger, I'm not sure you guys can see that. You can wiggle that with your finger so it actually feels like a movable piece, even though it's not.
Yeah, his goggles are kind of the same way. They're not like completely sculpted in.
Yeah, I love those pieces. Those are my favorite things. I can't stand when I don't know if you guys know the Hot Toys. They come with like 18 different arms and 4 different portraits.
Oh yeah,
that's just shit I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna be real. I'm never ever gonna pick that up and say, "Oh, I need to change this portrait again." I'm only so geeky. All right, so I like the fact that it feels like this should come off, but it's still one solid piece.
So
Well, it does sit very flat too. I noticed that the base is pretty sturdy. It does sit flat. Doesn't have like a wiggle to it. At least not mine. I don't know if that's the same with everybody else. So that's good. You know, naturally you want a nice stable base, so it's not top heavy or back heavy on any of these things. And so I do enjoy that. But I also like the fact that he's got these like little like war scars or wounds across the tip of his nose and stuff too. You got these nice little like details in regards to him being kind of battle damaged, which is nice.
Yeah.
I do like that touch there as well.
We shout out the sculptors here. I should have done that to begin with. This was designed by David Forrest from Kinetic Underground and sculpted by Alex Belov from Kinetic Underground.
Alex, great work, guys.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
They did a really good job with these values on here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Color change all the way through. I love the way the hood looks over his head, because if you guys are taking a hard look at it, the way the hood goes over his head, you can see sort of the material bump in the back.
Yeah.
That's just a really nice detail. It just looks like it's supposed to be some kind of leather hood rather than a helmet, which is not what it wants to be.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite details is Mikey's chucks on the back.
Yeah.
Those are really good looking on there, man. That's dope.
Yeah, those are dope. This whole setup is dope. So I'm going to play ignorant because although I know what The Last Ronin is, I'm not sure I am as steeped in the lore as I need to be. I rely heavily now upon my artist and inker friends here to illuminate what exactly happened here. So I know there's only one turtle left. All 3 brothers were killed. I don't know who killed them. I make some assumptions. Should we? Is that a problem? Should we not be talking about this? Is this a secret that no one knows?
I think enough time's passed, honestly, because we're on to the 3rd series now, basically.
So who killed him? I don't know.
Shredder's grandson killed Donatello and Splinter, and basically Baxter Stockman's Foot Clan, Foot Robots, killed Leo and Casey, and then Karai killed Raphael.
Wow.
And I think that's the death toll right there, the whole family except for Mikey.
So Mikey was a lone survivor here, and his goal now is to avenge those deaths, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's just killing everybody who helped kill his family.
Basically.
Okay. All right.
Out for revenge.
The Last Ronin is an anti-hero? ?
I mean,
He's
He's killing people. That makes it an anti. They can be bad people. Is that not the criteria for anti-hero? You're killing people, but they're only bad people. So you can't be a hero because you're killing people, but they're only bad.
And its sole purpose is revenge. So I mean,
I guess yeah.
Yeah, it could be. He could be seen as an anti-hero. I guess. Yeah.
I guess we'll cross that path when the game comes out.
The game comes out. Which game are we talking about? Is this Mortal Kombat?
Nope, Last Ronin. They're supposed to be working on it, but they're saying it's supposed to be like God of War.
Yeah.
You don't know anything special about this, do you, Mr. Murphy? Anything you
Not
want
yet.
to
I got to do some more research on it.
Okay, that was just a little nugget you're just tossing out there.
It's in the beginning stages. They did like a little teaser for it. You can find it on YouTube if you're like really interested in it. But there's no gameplay or anything yet. They're just now started working on it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, they basically just described what studio was in development and what their role was, and beyond that, I mean, there's not a whole lot more details that have been released, at least to the general public. I mean, I'm sure Kevin knows probably for sure, but as far as the general public is concerned, no, there hasn't been much more than that. I will say though, in regards to the anti-hero comment, that there is a bit deeper storytelling than merely just a revenge story. I mean, naturally the Mikey would be the best individual to write this story arc for, because he has always been the less mature of the turtles. Always tends to see things as a little bit less serious. And so just from a writing perspective alone, it made sense to have him be the last one, because you get to see the divergence in his character and the characteristics that he portrays, and all the emotional tonality and other sort of things that contribute to why it's obviously a revenge path for him.
Does he maintain any of that? Does he maintain any of that Michelangelo funny childlike nature as the last Ronin? Is a bastion of childlike stuff left in him, or is it all gone now and his new character is just kill, revenge? I don't know.
I would say it's all gone, but it's a much darker tone for Mikey than he's ever taken before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Mikey of old is not there anymore. Imagine the type of impact that it would make on any individual to have to endure their entire family's destruction. I mean, that's going to take a toll on anybody, but especially on somebody who's, generally speaking, so much lighthearted and more lighthearted than the rest of them. So I think that in itself is part of the reason why he was ultimately.
I love that we just got deep. I didn't expect that to happen, but that was awesome. I'm gonna take that one to the grave. Jeremy Clark just went deep in on Michelangelo. You didn't see that coming, so I mean, I think that.
Wait, that's right. This is just supposed to be about this statue. So back to the
statue. We're still talking about the statue. It's still. We haven't even gotten into how you guys actually feel about it. We're just commenting about the little things real quick. I just want to make sure they're at the bottom. Okay. All right. That is really great introspective, I think. And I appreciate it too. And obviously I need to delve a lot deeper into the turtle lore and what's happening there. Because I've been more adept at getting the book signed. Thanks, Noah. But I have that sitting over here on the side, and I refuse to open it or touch it because he signed it. So I have already a bunch of books that are screwed up. So I screwed myself into reading the book, is what I'm saying. I'll have to get another one. Hey, hint, guys. I'll give you my address at the end of this. Okay. That being said, why don't we take a look a little bit at the statue and some of the things that we might categorize as a rating system for this guy right here. Okay, so First thing I want to look at, I think you guys have already talked about it. I've been fairly sure you're going to give it high marks, but in the character set, did they nail what the character is supposed to look like from the comic books? Go hard, guys. Leave none standing. Chop them up.
Okay. Well, from my standpoint, everybody's turtle looks different. That's the great thing about having different people draw different Ninja Turtles. So this is like their own take, but with the outfit is right to me. It's canon to me. So they nailed everything, and they just did their own interpretation on the face, and everything looks great to me. I mean, if I did the drawing for this, it would look different. If Jeremy did the drawing or Darryl did, it would be different for them to go off of. So I think it's great what they did there.
Okay, cool. So that the face being slightly different, is that a plus or minus for you?
I like for my turtle to have a little fatter head.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah, I just thought he has eaten out a while. He looks like a revenge turtle. Like, I'm only focused. I'm not fuck pizza. I'm never eating pizza again. I'm gonna go kill people. That's what I'm doing. So he's just lost a lot of weight because he does look like he's carrying a lot of armaments too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he's slimmed and trimmed like Rocky IV.
Right.
He's trying to make sure he lands a harder punch. I think, but no, it does make a good point. Generally speaking, the turtle's dome, if you will, is a little wider. Like in terms of the actual width of the crown of the head itself. At least on the ones on any of the various covers that I've worked on, whether it's the regular series or Last Ronin, generally speaking, the crown of the head isn't kind of tapered like it is here. It's more of a wider. It's kind of got a broader head, like broad shoulders but broad head. So I do agree with him in that regard.
So let me ask you something about the eyes on this, because maybe I'm drawing a blank and I need to grab another book in front of me here, though. Are the turtle's eyes always white? There's never been a pupil in a turtle eye, right?
It depends on who draws them and what iteration it is. Sometimes there'll be eyes within the bandanas, and then sometimes the bandanas will be just whited out. So
yeah. So for instance, if you look at your own shirt that you have on, I'm pretty sure
I was wondering
the older classic version has the pupils, and so it is dependent on which series it's from and kind of what the setting is as well. I mean, naturally under a bandana, unless there's direct light kind of casting up in there, you're not gonna see much.
Right. And they're bright white right now. So, I mean,
so it's the setting as well. I think that is something or plays into it, at least whenever I'm inking them.
Okay. Oh, it plays into the inking of it. See that? Look at how you drew that into your art form. Sir, I tell you, you've been interviewed once or twice before. That man right there on the bottom there. Darryl, you realize that this entire time that statue's taking over your head, right? I just want you to know, no one knows what the hell you look like.
I'm trying
that
to
glorious
right?
beard. There you go. Everyone else I can see. Noah's far away, but you are covered by a statue. I feel like you're hiding up there. Okay, you got to be part of the team. You got to talk it up, buddy.
So, I noticed, like from the comics, the front part of his face,
there's a comment section.
They kind of brought it out. And it's
so like it's over the top.
No, like right here, under
this peak point
nose,
here.
Yeah, his nose. That part too, his hood, they brought it over, but in the comics, like it just goes up and down, straight back like a regular hoodie.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
This is more Assassin's Creed type.
Well, good point, sir. The Assassin's Creed hood. That is. I didn't think about that, but it does have this sort of kind of point thing happening before, and it's reminiscent to me of like medieval armor. What they would put on before they would put on the actual helmets. You know what I'm saying? That cloak they put over their head with the chainmail, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we should also mention that while all the weapons are featured here, It doesn't appear as if any of them are interchangeable or movable or, in any type of alterations beyond what is there. Me personally, because I'm a huge Leo fan, I would have loved to have the ability to maybe,
Pull the
pop
swords.
in a sword, or at least have the ability to pull it out of the hilt, or do something that would be interesting in regards to whatever anybody's favorite weapon is. Like obviously everybody has a favorite turtle, and so those turtles have different weapons. So I think it would be fun to play around with. Kind of making them a little more accessible to whatever your personal favorite is.
Yeah, I think that might have been really cool. The ability to personalize them and have that, whatever that characteristic is, face forward, face forward. And they could have done that. I have a Deadpool over to my right over here where they ship the statues independently of the sword. So, I mean, they're in the same package, but they're not affixed to them. And you take the swords out and you put it on the hands. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can actually show you on video. There it is. So I've got a Deadpool here, and those two swords came in the box independently, and then you can put them in. So I could literally change the orientation of the swords, but not the swords. So the concept would still be the same, obviously. Deadpool.
Right. I should also point out as well, at least on my statue, I don't know if it's the same with everybody else, but there is some visible wear, like on certain areas of the paint. So like on the, where I can see the actual cast peeking through. On some of the areas. So it's not exactly 100%, refined in that regard. But also, I don't know what the price point of the statue is. We should have probably started with that because, I might be sitting here like putting up.
No. See, it should. I think there's two schools of thoughts here. Obviously, one is you can get what you can afford. But the other one is if we start with a number here, then you wind up taking away based on it. I prefer you have a hard look at it for what it's supposed to be. It could be 125. It could be 15. The point is, did they hit the mark what they're doing? Now, their price point is their price point. And I guess since you asked, right now they've got it on sale for $59.99. So that is kind of like the everyday price. They kind of fluctuate between $49 and $59 for most of the statues at Diamond Select. And that's honestly the reason I started collecting them, because it's like the affordable version of the thing you can get. So given the things that we've said so far in hitting the mark characteristically, and maybe some of the things we prefer at a $60 price range, I feel like you're doing pretty good. So far, so good anyway. I mean, we haven't gone through everything yet, but in the dynamic aspect of it, which thank you, that perfect opportunity for me to segue into the second part of this, and that is how dynamic do we feel this statue is? Now, obviously, he's in a running motion. I like the fact that 1 foot doesn't touch.
Yeah.
And that airy feeling does a lot for me personally. A lot of these other statues here, they'll embed both legs into something for the purpose of weight distribution. Right. And so this one doesn't. They did a really good job of pinning him 1 foot into the back down here. And, they closed it up with this nice plastic shield so that you can't see all the spots where they're holding him down. But I find like the dynamic portion of this is really cool because of that. And on top of that, he's got his arms back in swing motion. So he's definitely in a full run. I feel like on a dynamic level, they hit. The only thing I might want to do is what Jeremy said. Maybe pop a tool into his hand so he's running at somebody with.
Yeah, to be able to put something going forward, as opposed to have him just braced on the side of his arms. But I mean, I do like the fact that it is a little bit more of a dynamic pose than just a static.
Yeah.
Well, not to be too nitpicky or anything, but I love the pose and the action of it and the movement of the jacket. And when I see the movement of the jacket, the only thing I wish was now is that the hood was kind of going back a little
backwards
bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least you know how like when you're wearing a hoodie, how it feathers out because of the air's rushing into it. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be pulled all the way back. It just needs to be like right now it's squished against his face. You know, it looks like
Yeah.
he's hunkered in like that kid going to winter day of school. Where he's just, stuck up in there like that. And I think Noah's right. You know, having some more of it exposing the inside would have been.
We're supposing though that he's in mid stride. I guess for
Right.
the purposes of suspension of disbelief, perhaps we should look at this as this is his initial stride. Ergo, there would be no wind floating in the back. Not yet. Not until like step number 3 or 4. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would like to see this same statue, but maybe with some skulls in the rubble,
Skulls,
or even hands coming up from the foot.
Yeah.
They could have done some footbot heads, or the Mausers from the book.
Yeah,
the Mousers would be cool. Like have the little like chompers,
Yeah.
or even just basic robot parts.
Yeah.
Around in there. But for what it's worth, again, I think they're working within a spectrum and a budget, and they're probably limited by how complex they can get the base of all things.
We have Rocco Tartamella, who's we did an interview with, who's one of their sculptors, and he did say something to that order of magnitude. Now, I'm not sure they're down at like to the finite, you use too many grams of resin kind of thing, but I do know that there is a scope of complexity that I dare say they're not supposed to go over, but they're trying to hit a specific mark. I did hear at least at Marvel anyway, that I guess it's Kevin, Mr. Feige, actually has an opportunity to go, okay, send that out. He actually gets to see the pieces, and members of the team actually bless them before they go out. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm not sure if this is that right now for the Turtles. This is that. You guys are. This is the blessing or the not blessing is going to happen at the end of this here segment. Okay. We lost Noah. Boop boop boop. Hopefully, he's back. Okay. Cool enough.
One other minor imperfection that I guess I could point out, just for people that are interested. Again, I don't know if this is the case with all of your statues, but mine in particular. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera here, but let's see which way.
I find myself leaning forward as you do that.
This, man, I'm not going to get the correct angle. But basically,
I can help. What angle we're trying to hit?
So the last little, backpack thingamabob right here, the little pouch. There you go.
Okay.
The back pouch next to the nunchucks. So where the mold is, where mine applies, I can actually see a crease where it wasn't centered in the correct placement of the mold. So like the mold part of where the actual like cutout is for it is still exposed because it's actually placed slightly lower than where the like little indentation is supposed to be. I don't know if it's the same way with your guys's, but it's 100% the case with mine.
Well,
yeah, it's like that on mine.
No one needs their glasses in order to tell this fine detail, sir. So please hold on.
Yes. Well, Noah just said that it's on his as well, so it could be
I see it. Yep.
Yeah. It's so if it's on every statue, then that makes it a fundamental defect. They should have me up in those studios just kind of running quality control on them because I'd be busting them up.
I'm telling you, I feel bad.
I don't have OCD though, so I'm a unique character in my own right.
He said it.
I found one.
You got one? What you got? What do you got?
On the left foot.
Left foot. Well, left.
Where the strap is. Wait for the sandal.
With the strap for the sandal on the left foot.
So
the foot that's tucked down. Right? Okay, yeah.
Right where the right where that scrap and the bandage connects, they got a little green paint right there for the skin.
Oh yeah.
You got some green paint. Come on, guys. Oh, we're gonna go in the QC lab here in a minute.
No, he's right. Look, you can see
No,
it.
he hits it. He hits it. He's a little bit of green on there. Oh, come on.
It's on the other side too.
I'm talking directly to Diamond, guys. Guys, come on. What do I got to do here? It's so minor, but it's such, and the funny thing is, like, unboxing, like, I don't know, you guys can't really see this, like, there's like 500 in here now, but I've unboxed all this shit this year. Okay, so I have now gotten to the point where I'm scrutinizing detail like a moron. Like, I'm sitting here pontificating. I see. I don't believe they closed out the rock angle here. That's how I've gotten highfalutin here lately. But I think, from a reality-based standpoint, continuously going back to price point and what they were trying to achieve, I feel like they still hit the vast majority of those marks. A little bit of dings. I thought I saw something here a second ago.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's not like I'm gonna take the statue and chuck it across the room. I'm gonna proudly. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but there is a Captain America and Iron Man. Facing.
Yeah, those are cool. Bring them up. Why are they hiding back there? Show
it's my drafting table. But no, I will stick this somewhere over with the rest of the statues and proudly display it because it does encompass. Like, for me, it's like, are you at least within this price point in particular? I mean, we're not talking, $1,000 statue,
right? Exactly.
But this particular price point, if you're within 80%, in my eyes, of what the goal and objective is, then it's a win. And with what I'm looking at here, it's within 80% of what like we can sit here and nitpick probably all day, and I'm sure all of us will find more things if we decided to really.
Yeah, let's just tear it apart for an hour.
But if we just stuck it afar, like back over near the other statues, and you looked at it from afar, would it pass the test?
Yeah, it passes the sniff test. It does.
Know that it's the last Ronin. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a question. So on the character set, and you know what? You do a really good job of segueing my shit because displayability.
I'm available to hire at any time.
He's been watching the show. Displayability is going to be the next one. Is how displayable is it? So, like Jeremy says, you can just chuck it in the background there and just don't look real hard. You're great. But in levels, there's levels. Everything of mine is kind of front and center, so I really won't put like if I find one I didn't like very much, it's sitting towards the bottom of the shelf here. I'll give you guys a view of the other shelf on this side here in a second. But displayability. So you're saying, let's hit some numbers here. You just give this a 1 to 10, Mr. Jeremy. 1 to 10. You got 3 different criteria we've looked at already. The character set. We looked at whether or not he hits the mark in terms of the paint and finish, and we nitpicked a little bit of that right now. Whether or not the statue is dynamic enough, knowing the price point. Give me a 1 to 10, Jeremy Clark.
So this is an overall grade, just to be
overall.
clear.
Just give me the overall.
Okay, and just to let the audience know once more, it's $59.99, correct?
That is correct. $59.99 currently.
Right.
I don't know.
At a smooth 60, it gets an 8 from me.
Okay, we got an 8. In the Toy Rat world, that is 3 cheeses, sir. Just so you know. Just 3 cheese. Noah McNasty over there. What do we think, sir, in your overalls here? We'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, for me, it does hit the mark on almost all points, and especially for $60, where $60 is basically nothing anymore when it comes to collectibles. So I'll give it a 8.5 overall. So 3 Monterey Jack cheeses.
Mine were pepper jack.
Oh no, Darryl, you're on the hook. You gotta give me a good cheese, bro. What do you got? Talk about it, buddy. What do you think about the statue?
All right, collector fam.
That was a good hit. I like that.
So, I mean, I like the pose. I like that he's kind of running at me. That is a decent price for this. So, thanks to Casey Jones down here, I'll give it 8.5.
8.5, the highest score. So we had an 8 and 8.3 and an 8.5. Is that right, gentlemen? Wow,
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know. I'm not doing math. Let's just call it a 9. Cross segment. I don't know that. What is that? 8.762, something like that.
It's
I don't know the character set as well as everybody else. So the definition for me of whether this is a purchasable statue is whether I find it mostly displayable. Is it something? I mean, because if I don't know the lore about it, is it something that is a conversation piece? Is it cool enough for me to want to look at more than once? Will I turn on the light in the morning? Yes, I will.
Yeah.
And stare at this statue. Okay, because that's what I do every morning. I say hello to them. I wake up in the morning at 6:30 and I make sure they're still not fighting because I think that's what they do at night. All the statues, they're in here war amongst each other, and then I get it. I turn on the light and everything stops. So it's my version of Toy Story. But I do get in the mornings and I do take a look at it. I'm like, this is really cool. I should do this for a living. This is nice. I like that. And then I'll put them back on in this shelf somewhere. So
you should put on black light. Put
them on a black light.
So you can fool them. You can trick them.
I thought we were about to have a different conversation.
So we can see if they're using lead paint or not. So we know.
Is that what
we need to sue Diamond Select. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, if that's the case, I am so screwed. I am lead painted up if that's the case. So. Guys, we've been on for 36 minutes. I love the fact that you took the time today to unbox this thing. Thank you for not opening it until tonight. And I appreciate, I'm sure as much as the fans will and Diamond will, you guys giving your feedback on what the statues is. I hope you get to enjoy it from now until you don't enjoy it anymore. So before I let you guys go, part of this thing for us, especially for me, is making sure that we tell the audience back here what the artists, the inkers, the writers, everybody who's involved in these projects are working on so that we can help support those efforts. What I've come to learn over the past, I guess, year and a half, 2 years now of hardcore frequenting the cons around you people is that as good as you are at your art form, those cons are representing a portion of your earnings for the year. And so I feel a certain kind of way that you guys should be making even more. You know what I'm saying? I know the guys who play the actors who play the roles are getting a shit ton of money, and writers are and directors are. And I feel like at this level, there's not enough for you guys who have gotten where your just desserts need to be. So that being said, let's have a quick conversation about what you guys got going on next. I know there's a couple of pretty decent projects involving turtles that we're not exactly allowed to discuss in total, but I know there are some stuff. Jeremy, you got some things going on Halloween. You want to chop it up about that?
Yeah, so as you guys might or might not know, my role in the industry is that of an inker. So I work in creative art teams with some other really talented individuals, and usually I'm working directly with a penciler that's assigned to that particular project. And in this case, I can mention that I'm in the process of inking some covers, variant covers, for the Saturday morning adventures of TMNT, one of which is a Halloween special that's penciled by Raymond Gay, another one which is a Christmas special penciled by Jason Means, and then I just wrapped up, so I don't know if anybody knows about this or if it's super public knowledge or not, but word on the street is that they may or may not be reprinting issue 1 of TMNT, the original Mirage Studios issue 1 from 1984, and I may or may not be inking a cover or have already completed inks on a cover that will be featured for that, which may or may not be appearing at New York Comic Con later this year. and that may or may not also be penciled by Raymond Gay. But there might also
all these
be
are just potentials. Nothing is definite, right? We're not.
No, this is all hypothetical. I cannot confirm and or deny any of these statements that are being made right now. It is all in the ether. But there might also, many of you may have heard that there's a new Last Ronin 2 coming out. And there might be some interesting and unique things that look very reminiscent of stuff that I may have inked in the past. But
wow, I love that we went around that circle. That was so good.
You guys will have to go buy the books to find out, because ultimately that's what it's all about, is the books, because that's what we work on. That's what we tirelessly, in many cases, invest a lot of our own selves into. And so that's where you guys can make the most impact, is by supporting the books and the series themselves, regardless of who it is that's working on them, whether it's me or anybody else. There's some really talented individuals out there, and it's a testament to those guys.
Amen, brother. I don't know if you guys just want to hang up. Yeah, you don't want to follow that, do you? That would suck to follow that. All right, your turn, Noah.
Oh, okay. I'll have a convention coming up, Fanboy Expo Orlando, September 1st through the 3rd. You could come there and see me. I did a special variant cover just for that show that you can only get there for TMNT issue 142. Stuff I'll be working on, more TMNT stuff as usual, more TMNT family stuff within the family of that in the past. I'll be working on some stuff like that. Can't talk about it yet because can't talk about it yet. Yeah. And then
you can if you want to do hypotheticals. We just established that.
Hypothetically, I did 10 covers so far for all the Last Ronin books. Maybe make it 11. I don't know. Hypothetically.
It would be cool if it happened, right?
Yeah, it would be really nice. It'd be really nice.
It'd be pretty cool to continue me on working on the Last Ronin stuff, since I've done a cover for every book so far. It'd be pretty cool. So
it would be cool.
Yeah. So come see me September 1st through the 3rd in Orlando at Fanboy Expo.
1st to the 3rd in Orlando. And the name of the con again is?
Fanboy Expo.
Fanboy Expo. Are you there too, Jeremy?
No, I do have a number of shows coming up. In fact, I fly out this upcoming Friday to go do a one-day event. I can't remember where it's at because my schedule's so all over the place. But the weekend after that, I know I'm in Austin, Texas at GalaxyCon Austin. And then I know I'll be in La Mole, Mexico City, the following week after that. So I'm trying to work on all these book deadlines in between each of these appearances. I also just got confirmed for a show in Okinawa, Japan in December, which I will be going out to and doing on a Marine base with some of our active duty soldiers that are out there at Camp Foster. So, I try to incorporate with a lot of the individuals that provide us with the freedom to be able to do these things that we're doing right now.
Hey, man, that's really cool, man. Okinawa, bro. That's what's up. Are you gonna do the Karate Kid thing while you're there? Because I don't know. I wouldn't be able to not do it if I was there. So
no, but if you ever do a Godzilla box opening, I'm going to try to go see the birthplace of Godzilla is in Okinawa. So trying to do a cool thing where I'm gonna go try to see the little monuments and stuff that they have out there related to Godzilla as well.
Okay, I'm down. I think we actually have one. I think we have something. So yes, we can do Godzilla. I'm pretty sure.
Godzilla.
We got it. There we go. Okay, cool. Darryl, my man, up there at the top, buddy.
Yeah.
Any hypotheticals you want to share with us? Anything that you may or may not be doing that the audience could be aware of, possibly, potentially buying at some time? If it ever happened? No.
Well, okay.
Hey, Darryl, I got a question for you, bud.
Yeah.
Do you do any sketch cards at shows, like when you're out there? Or you ever kind of knock out some commissions on some sketch cards by chance?
Yeah. So every show I go to, it's always somebody that wants a sketch card, and I think I started doing that at Heroes Con last year, and then I did it again this year, and I'll be doing more at Baltimore Comic Con this coming September the 8th through the 10th.
So maybe we'll get to see some more of those awesome sketch cards in the near future, huh?
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
that sounds cool.
So this is what I can say. So Upper Deck, yeah, they're sending me some sketch cards soon. So
Upper Deck, you're gonna do it. You're doing work for Upper Deck. Upper Deck. I wonder what specific thing you're working on. I guess we'll find out soon enough. When does that start working for you so that we can actually we'll start having that conversation, Darryl?
We'll be able to have that conversation after October the 25th.
Okay, after October 25th, we'll get the privy from Mr. Darryl on what actually is coming out first, second, and third. Okay, that sounds cool with me. All right, guys. So I really do appreciate all the time you took today. Hopefully, you found this kind of cool, at least a little bit. Anyway,
yeah, man.
Toy out of
sure.
it. Before we go, I want to make sure that anybody who needs to commission work from any of these gentlemen can get a hold of you. You guys want to give us real quick the Instagram or the website where anybody can contact you and commission work? Jeremy.
Well, my commission list has been closed for almost 3 years, so you won't be able to get any of that from me. However, if you like books, again, if we go back to what I was discussing earlier, I do have a plethora of some of the various comics that I've worked on over the years, as well as some of the original published pages. And those can all be found on any of the social media platforms. My handle is at Jeremy Clark Inc. So it's not kink, it's just my last K on the Clark with ink. I know it may be confusing, but if you can at least remember my name and the word ink, then
I'm going to remember it way easier now because Jeremy Kink. Thank you for giving me that one, buddy. That was nice. All right, awesome. So books and previous works and new works and signings and things like that, you can still get a hold of Mr. Clark for, right? Okay,
yes,
cool beans. Mr. Noah Sult.
I'm not taking commissions right now either, but if you're looking for any of the books that I've worked on, or you want to follow me, the Instagram's Noah McNasty. The website is Guerrilla Warfare Comics. And if you're looking to buy any of my original cover work that I've done previously, message me through Instagram and we can talk about it.
Cool. And one more time, what was the McNasty for?
Instagram.
No. Why McNasty?
Oh, I'm just McNasty.
Okay, all right. I thought I was going to get some kind of story out of that. But no, it's not going to happen. All right, Mr. Darryl, you are the last but not least, my friend. Are you taking commissions currently? And if so, where can people get a hold of you?
Yes, I am taking commissions, and you can get a hold of me by email at Darryl the Artist Official _ It's also the same for Instagram and Facebook.
Cool. And I'll put all that information that you guys have given me elsewhere so that everybody can contact you after the fact. We're going to load this in all the places where it didn't stream to today. And that does it for us, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Collective fam, this is going to be Tony the Toy Rat for Darryl Murphy, Noah Sult, and Jeremy Clark. And we are out. Appreciate you. And in the broadcast.